Alright, so we're having a small issue with our Pirates hook. The problem is that this particular station here um, does not work when you press the button. The way it's supposed to work is as you're playing the game, you press the button, the hook will drop, the fisherman will drop the hook, and then you just gotta reel it back up by turning the handle. Well, the problem is that the button stopped working. So if you don't know about this game, I don't want to say labor intensive, but there's a lot of stuff to remove just to get to the button. So first thing we need to do is dismount it from its base here and bring it into your tech room because that's where you're gonna fix it. I mean, I guess you could try to fix it here on spot, but it'd be easier if we just take it off, take it into your tech room. All right, well, let's start with that. All right, now that we have it off, we have the task of getting inside of it. So we're gonna remove these bolts. There's gonna be a few other things in here. I'll show you step by step what I'm taking off, so that way you can see and be able to get to the button yourself. Let's start off with taking this top cover off. All right, got the screws off. Remove the lid. Now you got this to contend with. We're just gonna remove these screws, pull this out. We're just gonna keep pulling things out until we gain access to the button. In there somewhere. So let's go ahead and remove this part and we'll go back. So you've removed the screws. This piece right here will just kind of slide right out. Has like a little key notch on there. Just kind of, flop it over to this side right here. If you want, you can cut the little zip tie in the back and, just remove it so you don't have to deal with it falling over or whatnot. All right, so the button's right there. You can see the button. You can hear that, I'm pressing it, and you can not hear the little click, but if I do it a certain way, I can get it to click. So something's wrong with the button. So we're going to go ahead and remove this button. If you've never dealt with dealing with these buttons, there are little tabs on the side, this side and on that side, top and bottom, that you just have to press and then pull the button out. It's a little bit of a pain in the butt, but you can do it. If you're working on this game, I know you can do it. So let's go ahead and remove that button. Let me get to it and I'll come back. All right, so I did run into a small little problem trying to take this button out. This button is the original button of this game, and I haven't really removed them at all, to tell you the truth. So, the plastic gets a little brittle, and you kind of have to be careful because you will break a little tab if you're pushing on it too hard. Unfortunately, I pushed on it a little too hard and I broke one of the tabs, but luckily for me, it will still hold itself in with the 3 tabs that are left. So let's go ahead and remove the little micro switch here from the button and replace it. Hopefully we have a spare little micro switch like that. So let me take it out and we can take a look at it up close. Whoa. All right, sorry about that. A little too bright there. All right, so I figured out that the problem really is not with the micro switch. The micro switch works fine. The problem is the button itself. So this button, it's supposed to have little tabs to hold the micro switch in place, but what's happening is it's only holding one side in. So you can see that the button will fall out over time, and then when you press it, it doesn't do anything. So when you push it back in, you can see it actually push back out. You see right there, pushes itself back out because there's no little, I guess, little nipple there to hold this little hole in place to keep everything straight. So I'm gonna have to figure out a way, because I do not have any of these spare buttons. I'm gonna have to order some. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to rig it in a way so it doesn't move. Maybe add a little bit of glue in there just to hold it in place until I can order a new button and replace the button. I know it's not the normal way to fix it, but when you don't have the part, you do what you have to do to get the game up and running. So I am going to reuse the old micro switch, and I'm going to add a little bit of glue to this side so that way it holds itself in place. And then I'm going to order the button, and then when it comes in, I'll just have to remove it all apart again and take it all apart and replace the button the correct way, which is fine because I don't like one of my little tabs on the side here being broken, because eventually the button will fall out, and then it'll be even more destroyed because people will pop the button out, they'll start twisting the wires, and the game will be completely screwed. So, you know, if you're going to purchase the button when you get it, go ahead and replace it. Don't wait to replace it. Just go ahead and replace it and get it out of the way. Or, you know, just don't put this back on until you get that button. Or rig it to work, get the game back up and running, let it make some money, order the part, fix it at a later time. So let me go ahead and do my little fix here, and then we'll get back to it. Alright, so I went and got my glue, put a couple little tabs of glue on there, put it back in, let it sit. I used, you know, Gorilla Glue. It's for gluing stuff. It's not for hair, but it's for gluing things back together. So please be careful on how you use your stuff. And no, I don't sell stuff for Gorilla Glue, so they're not giving me anything for this little free advertising. So screw you, Gorilla Glue. Anyway, so yeah, like I said, put a couple dabs in there, put the button back in, let it sit, let it dry, and then we can put everything back together and then slap it back into the game. So let me let this sit here and dry. I'm gonna go get a refill on my coffee, and then we'll get back to the job. All right, so it's nice and glued in now. I had to use a little extra glue to make sure that bad boy sticks in there. So like I said, this is just a temporary fix. The button still works. You can hear it clicking. If you don't, it is clicking. So at this point, just kind of, you know, slap everything back in there, put the screws back in this, you know, let's put the cover back on, let's just slap it back on the game, give it a test, and see what happens. So let me go ahead and put this back together, and then we'll put it back in the game, and then we'll give it a test. All right, so we got it back on the game. So let's go ahead and give it a quick test. Go ahead and put your money in, or swipe your card, or however, whatever it is that you have for a system. As you can see right there, press the button, there goes the hook, reel it up, press the button again. So it is working every time now. And there you go, that's how you fix that. So, like I said, this button is a temporary fix because it is glued together. I'm going to go ahead and order the button so that way I have a new one in stock. I'll probably wait till this button actually stops working again. That way I can just take it apart, put it back in the correct way. But other than that, yeah, that's how you get in there and get that button out. I hope this video helps you, and thanks for watching.